Wait. What's this? He's gonna say, Sonic has had a rough transition into 3D. Sonic has had a rough transition into 3D. Oh, shut up. Let's go. Alright. Hello everybody, NitPicker1 here, complaining about issues great and small for your entertainment. And today, we're going to be talking about Sonic Adventure for the Dreamcast. It took a little while, but Sonic finally put his shoes on and entered into the third dimension. This video is going to be a bit long, so I want to keep this story brief, but long story short, when the Sega Saturn was being released in America, a Sonic game called Sonic X-treme was being developed for the platform. But due to development headaches, definitely not caused by Yuji Naka, the game got cancelled, and Sonic had to resort to a few side games in order to have a game on the Saturn. These three were an enhanced re-release of Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic R, which is an underrated gem in my opinion, and finally, Sonic Jam, a collection of Sonic games on the Saturn with an added bonus of Sonic World, meant to be a preview of what's to come for Sonic's trip into the third dimension. And then we would get that trip with the release of Sonic Adventure on the Sega Dreamcast, and a launch title at that. Sega was determined to fix everything with the Saturn, and having a Sonic game, a true mainline Sonic game at that, at launch was definitely needed, and things were looking great for Sega in the console business. So was all that finally worth it? Did Sonic truly go into the third dimension, or wasn't an experiment just gone wrong? Well, let's find out. Let's nitpick Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast. Well, you guys know the drill. I guess we better go on with a plot summary, but that's a little bit harder this time around because, as the name implies, this is a Sonic Adventure, meaning that there are multiple characters with their own sides of the overall plot, meaning I'll have to combine all of them into one plot manually to make a complete summary, but I'll do my best. So we start off with Knuckles on Angel Island, who is guarding the Master Emerald when suddenly a mysterious figure called Chaos emerges from the Master Emerald, somehow raised by Dr. Robotnik. This was never explained, whatever. With Chaos on the loose and the Master Emerald broken to pieces, Angel Island falls down to the surface of the Mystic Ruins. We then join up with Sonic, who's hanging out doing his thing when the police start bustling around Station Square hilariously. We'll get into these cutscenes later, don't worry. Anyway, so Sonic jumps in to help the police and stops Chaos temporarily. Then Sonic hangs out by the hotel pool. Is he allowed to be here? He's not an in-stayer. Wouldn't he have been kicked out by now? Whatever. Anyway, so Sonic hangs out by the pool and then notices Tails flying in the sky with the most hilarious crash choreography I think I've ever seen. You set the controller down. Like, you get some popcorn. Just get some popcorn.
Well, it's not that early then.
Everything's working great.
Oh, I wonder if anything could go wrong. Oh, no, everything's going wrong.
Just wait.
How could anything possibly go wrong?
Just the way it falls, watch.
It teleported to the left. Yeah, it teleports to the left. Did you see that? Oh, it's been
Overhand. Hello there.
That is not. He's got you.
Oh my god.
Oh.
The plane's gonna mind its own.
That choreography was terrible. That was terrible. So Tails joins up with Sonic and they go to the Mystic Ruins to Tails' workshop. But Robotnik has already met them there. After taking him down, he takes the Chaos Emerald from Tails. Great going, shithead. And Eggman gives it to Chaos and he transforms into Chaos 2. Getting stronger every time Robotnik gives it an emerald. Sonic and Tails then get 2 Chaos Emeralds, but Robotnik gasses them and gets one of them. Sonic runs into him at the hotel because Knuckles assumed they had a piece of the Master Emerald, to which Robotnik tricks Knuckles into thinking Sonic has a piece of the Master Emerald, so Knuckles goes to look for him, mistaking the green Chaos Emerald for a piece of the Master Emerald. They fight to the death, but the Chaos Emerald falls from Sonic's pockets? Whatever logic. Robotnik takes them and gives them to Chaos, making Chaos 4, which I want to make clear, Tails fights with no problem. I repeat that again. Tails fights with no problem! After defeating it, Robotnik heads into the Egg Fleet, and Sonic and Tails chase after him in the tornado. Meanwhile, a big cat named Big in the Mystic Ruins, who has a pet frog, gets possessed by a little bit of chaos. Swallowing the Chaos Emerald Big was holding as a lucky charm, runs off and Big gives chase. Meanwhile, we meet up with Amy, who's doing some grocery shopping, thinking about the glory days of Sonic CD. The last thing I need to know about this game is that Amy goes grocery shopping. Jesus. The egg fleet flies over in a station square, and a strange bird flies and hits Amy right in the face. Right behind it, though, is a robot called Zero, and no, not the competitive Smash player. Also, this has nothing to do with anything, but just a word of advice. When you're watching cutscenes, don't put down the controller on your desk while watching them.
That dash pad when he lands.
Yeah. Whoa!
Jesus.
Well, what's that?
I hate when I set my controller in the desk and then it rumbles. It scares me. Anyway, Amy takes up the responsibility of protecting the bird, which she names Birdie. Alright, back up with Sonic and Tails, who are giving chase to the egg fleet, but it shoots them out from the sky and Sonic and Tails get separated. Sonic back at Station Square and Tails in the Mystic Ruins. Sonic, looking for Tails, instead runs into Amy, to which she demands Sonic help take care of the bird, which obviously Sonic refuses, but is roped into anyway. But after Twinkle Park apparently having a deal where cute couples get in free, they get separated. Can I just mention something though? Like, cute couples get in free? That's like in amusement parks, like, you know, like big audience. That's a bit of a like they're setting them up for bankruptcy.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were. I thought you were back.
Oh, the key word, cute.
Cole, yeah, Cole.
Fair.
I thought you were. Cole, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were about to say that's
Yeah,
a bit
exactly.
racist.
No. But like that's pretty objective, isn't it? It's pretty objective. Like, oh, so you're not cute enough. You're not cute enough to get in free.
Well, I mean, I'm cute, but...
Zero manages to catch Amy, but then the egg fleet appears and tractor beams them up. Backing up a bit, Robotnik is making a new E-series of robot forces, with one of them being activated, called E102 Gamma. Even though Beta was made first, Gamma is not advanced as Beta is. Dude, that'd be like an open beta for a game coming out and it being better than the actual game. Oh. So Robotnik sends out the E-series to find and get Froggy and the Emerald, to which Gamma finds him with Big, and Gamma races to the egg fleet with Big falling behind.
Hang on, wait.
You? Froggy?
It's so weird because in Gamma Soy he just has it.
Here's the run, here's the
He's
run.
laughing at
Here
him.
goes the run, here goes
He's
the run.
laughing at him.
Here's the run. Knuckles finds the pieces of the Master Emerald, but the Master Emerald shows the last remaining piece are on the egg fleet. So after running into Gamma heading towards it, Knuckles follows close behind. Tails uses the Chaos Emerald he got from Froggy earlier in the cutscene, which I didn't mention because, God, I've been doing this story for so long to finish his prototype Tornado 2, coming with a battle formation defenses and meeting up with Sonic at Red Mountain to fly up to the egg fleet. Whew, okay, almost there. With everybody now on the egg fleet with their own goals, Sonic and Tails rush to the sky deck to find Robotnik. Meanwhile, Gamma is instructed to get the bird from Amy,
I want my bird.
who refuses to give it, of course, to which Gamma is taken a step back because the robot cannot comprehend why Amy would risk her life to save the bird when it means nothing. Systems overloading.
Okay, Cole, you sound like freaking Neo Cortex right now.
I pity you.
You.
Come on.
Just shoot Amy. It's fine.
Just do it.
Why not?
No one cares about her.
Why won't you lift up the give me the bird.
Bruh.
Well, if you really want me to lift up my dress, I can do that. I'm gonna do in this story.
How are you doing that with your mouth?
I could see right up your panties.
He has a jet booster, but he doesn't use it.
To which he learns love and lets Amy out of the cell. Unfortunately, Robotnik gets to Amy first, and it's revealed that a Chaos Emerald was in Birdie's pendant. Which, okay. A, how did Birdie get the Chaos Emerald? And B, how did the Chaos Emerald fit inside the pendant if the emerald is bigger than the fucking thing? I would question that further, but I'm taking way too long with the story summary. So let's meet back up with Gamma, who has been instructed to head to the top immediately, and meet back up with Sonic, Tails, and Amy, and is instructed to destroy Sonic while Eggman gives the emeralds to Chaos, to which Amy stops the fight, preventing Sonic from destroying him. But then, the egg fleet starts losing altitude, but the game doesn't really explain how? My guess is that Knuckles, who's looking for the Master Emerald shards in the Skydeck level while this is happening, messes with the control and causes the ship to malfunction, but that's just my guess. There's no clear answer for it. It just kind of happens. Whatever. Either way, Knuckles finds the Master Emerald and heads back up while Tails takes Amy back to the surface. Gamma also going to the surface on his own mission, which we'll get into in a minute, and Sonic staying on the flight deck to face Robotnik, while Big with Froggy in hand runs into Chaos 5, who then takes the Chaos Emerald from Froggy, making him Chaos 6. Why is that shot actually kind of cinematic? What,
Yeah, I know.
Froggy! No, we couldn't take the emerald, Froggy! Oh no!
Oh, it clipped through his tongue.
Yeah.
And now his tongue is stuck to the top of his mouth.
It is.
Oh no!
You see someone like,
He just tosses the emerald! He just pokes the top! Oh no!
Alright. Look at Big freaking out.
That frog! The frog had his eyes open. It was just like, she's like, what? Sonic meets up with them, and both of them get Froggy out of Chaos. Then Sonic chases after Eggman, and Big takes Froggy home in the tornado too. Oh, come see here. Please. Yeah! Knuckles then has a showdown with Chaos 6 and decides to take the Chaos Emeralds with him to Angel Island, along with all the pieces of the Master Emerald, concluding Knuckles' story. Big makes it safely back to his home in the Tornado 2 with Froggy in hand, and the two celebrate ending Big's story. Finally getting some conclusions here. We're finally almost done, folks. We're almost there. So with Tails taking Amy back to safety, Tails spots Robotnik's crash site in the station square and takes care of him while Sonic gets separated into the Mystic Ruins temple. Robotnik decides to destroy Station Square anyway with a missile, which turns out to be a dud. So Tails and Robotnik race to the missile, with both arriving at the same time, I guess? To which Tails mans up and defeats Robotnik before he can activate the missile, and Robotnik flees back to his base in the Mystic Ruins, concluding Tails' story. Back with Amy, who after discovering Birdie had a lost family, decides to help him find them. Gamma, meanwhile, is out on a mission to free all the animals inside all of the E-Series robots by destroying them, therefore freeing the animals inside. After freeing them, he then frees himself, and is revealed that both Beta and Gamma were the family of Birdie all along. Amy, who has realized the birds were probably on the egg fleet all along, goes to take a look and finds them, and all three of the birds are then reunited. But the robot Zero, who was following Amy the whole time, punches Birdie out of the sky, which causes Amy to finally stop running away and faces Zero, in which she does and frees the birds for good, concluding Amy's story. Finally down to Sonic, who is chasing Robotnik to his base, to which he then fights Egg Viper and puts a stop to Robotnik, to which makes Robotnik flee to the Mystic Ruins, finally ending the main stories of Sonic Adventure. We'll head to the last story at the end of the video, because I need to talk about the actual game before we go any further. Take a quick break, you know what I mean? Jesus, that took forever, but honestly, for good reason. Sonic Adventure's story is so open-ended with a huge overarching plot that really should be appreciated. I hear all the time that Sonic Adventure's story can be so one-note and boring, but honestly, after typing all that out, made me realize just how much Sonic Adventure has in terms of plot. And can I condemn it? No, I can't. Sonic Adventure, I think, has a very rich plot, with every single one of these characters having their own goal. We can discuss Big Story all you want, and how you can say, oh my god, why is he here? What does this fucking cat have to do with anything? And I'm gonna be real, I kinda like that. Big and Gamma did not need stories in this game, but they did anyway, and while some may see it as unnecessary, I don't see it that way. Amy helping Birdie get reunited with his family, to then finding out it was Gamma and Beta all along, is a really cool side plot that only a Sonic story can tell, and I think it did it pretty well. Big story, while yes, being insignificant, which the game even points toward.
Sonic
This is
said,
great.
"Fuck it."
No, I love this line. Shh.
There's no point to my rescuing you. I don't know who would bother to save us both.
Who are they? They are insignificant.
Just shows how open this plot is. After all, you are going on a Sonic adventure, and an adventure doesn't include the big exciting things, in this instance being Sonic and Tails and Knuckles' story. It's about the little things across the adventure as well. And I feel that if Amy, Gamma, or even Big didn't have a story, it wouldn't be as much of an adventure as it is, and I feel that's overlooked when talking about these three stories. Does Amy, Gamma, and Big stories have anything to do with Chaos? Only Birdie and Froggy do. But that can be summed up in a cutscene easily. But I wouldn't have had that much of an emotional attachment to them if they didn't have their own stories. Making Froggy and Birdie actual characters in these stories and not just one-note characters just there for Chaos Emerald fodder really mattered to the overall story Sonic Adventure is trying to tell. But I think the main reason nobody really takes the story seriously is because of Sonic Adventure's borderline bad presentation. I've been watching Hell's Kitchen lately. I'm about to finish season 2, and one thing Ramsey always wants to make clear when the contestants aren't making a new dish is he always drives criticisms to when the dish looks boring. And he does that because, look, you can have the best dish on the planet, that tastes amazing, but if your dish is just plated boring and it doesn't really matter, it'll just make you look away. It needs to look exciting and fun. It's the same with Sonic Adventure. With its open-ended plot that I can see the great qualities of, it's buried in this really bad presentation, which just makes you not able to take it seriously. While the environments and lighting look great, which technically I'm kind of cheating, but we'll get to that in a second, the animations in this cutscenes are undeniably bad. If you don't know Sonic Adventure, you probably most likely have seen the dump truck load of memes and freeze frames from the game's cutscenes, and yeah, they are even worse when seeing them in the game because you realize they're not photoshopped. Mouths constantly want to escape from character skulls, animations just recycled from in-game animations, walking undeniably slow, constant clipping, and with Amy's skirt it's up in the air whether it actually stays straight or not. Just, in short, the animation is downright awful and leaves a lot to be desired, and makes the cutscenes feel laughable and downright awful, causing, sadly, the waste of what I think is great storytelling. It's in there, the story is there, but it's just buried under all this bad presentation. To go back to the Hell's Kitchen point of reference, it's a dish that has incredible taste, but is buried by carelessly placed barbecue sauce, making it look like a bunch of poo. Ugh. In terms of environmental graphics and lighting, well, I'm kinda cheating, but not really. You see, what you see before you is a mod that turns Sonic Adventure DX on Steam into a Dreamcast remaster rather than a GameCube one. So you're probably asking yourself, why would I do this? Shouldn't the GameCube version look better than the Dreamcast version? Well, take a look for yourself. Here's the modded PC release, which turns it into the Dreamcast version, and here's the vanilla version. Would you believe me if I told you that the Dreamcast version is the older one? No, you wouldn't. You would think that the DX version is the older one. Why Sega thought the DX version was better is beyond me. And I have a sneaking suspicion that the real reason why they ported over the DX version, not the Dreamcast version, is because there was a PC version ported back in 2003, which I am pretty sure PC games are the easiest games to port anywhere, but here's the kicker about this HD port of the game. So you would assume that every version of this game is just a port of the PC release, wouldn't you? If you're buying Sonic Adventure DX on Steam right now at the time of this recording, you are buying a port of a PC version to a console back to the PC. But it doesn't just stop there. Remember, the PC version is a port of the GameCube version, which is a port of the original Dreamcast version. So if you lost track there, if you buy Sonic Adventure DX on Steam right now at the time of this recording, you are buying a port of a port of a port of a port. That's 4 ports! And not a single one of them offers to play the original and, in my opinion, better version of Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast. However, there is a workaround. Better SATX, a mod for the Steam version of Sonic Adventure including widescreen support, the original Dreamcast lighting and textures, and putting back in the Sega GameCube games, which I'm not gonna get into because this video is getting as long as it is. So I am judging this in what I think is the definitive version of the game, with the GameCube models, because I prefer the GameCube models way more. Some say the mouth animations look better with the original models, and they both look equally terrible, so it doesn't matter to me at the end of the day. The textures look nice, the lighting really fits with the scenery, whether it's day or night, just so good. One of my favorites is Robotnik's Base in Mystic Ruins, because there's this cool looking green lighting that isn't present in the GameCube version, and it makes me sad, man. So please, for the love of God, if you're gonna play this after this review, either play the original Dreamcast version, somehow, or get the Steam version and download the mods. I'll provide a link in the description to Blaze Hedgehog's video on how to install the mod. I feel as though he does a great job explaining it, and also does a better job explaining how the Dreamcast version just looks a lot better, and believe me, like we talked about, the game needs all the help it can get. After all done with the story and presentation, what's a good presentation without good music to go along with it? And boy, oh boy, Sonic Team, you outdid yourself. Fellas, this is it. This is peak video game soundtrack. The music in this complements the atmosphere of each stage perfectly, while providing the fast-paced nature of a Sonic game, or, if you're in a puzzle-oriented area, the music is slower and thought-provoking. Or when you're in an action-packed part, the music is intense and dangerous. Like, for real, you could be going through Speed Highway with the music going at a fast pace, and then you get to this part when you're just running down a building with shit flying at you, and the music is just like... but then after that, the music is soft. It's a bustling town. The music isn't inviting you to speed through to find the animals. No, it's inviting you to just take your time, explore a bit. There isn't any rush. And then you get to final leg, and the music is jazzy, making you feel like you're traversing through the enemy's lair. It gives you this sense of uneasiness, but determination. And that's just the stage themes. How about my bread and butter, the character themes, each having their own different styles associated with each character. You got Knuckles, mystical rap, and kinda hippie music.
Born on an island in the heavens, the blood of my ancestors flows inside me.
You got Tails, which is a motivating pop song. Big, which is celebratory paradise rock. Man, I wonder what that would sound like if Big sang it. The day. And then you have Amy's theme, which I ironically like, but I get uncomfortable every time I listen to it front to back. And then you have a true masterpiece, Sonic's theme, titled It Doesn't Matter, which is the best theme for Sonic, period. Straight up, nothing beats this. This song represents everything Sonic stands for, while just being a great song on its own. Honestly, I can't help but sing this whenever I hear it. You know what else I hear? Voice acting. For the very first time in the Sonic series, there's full-out voice acting for each character, and what is kind of a bad start, honestly. Honestly, the voice acting isn't all-out terrible, but it's definitely not winning any awards. Knuckles sounds bored, Tails is trying, but he just can't do it. Amy sounds alright. Dr. Robotnik probably has the best actor in this thing, but it's still not even that great.
Wait, hang on.
Okay.
Hang on.
Not again. I hate you. Gamma sounds like a robot and Big is okay. Alright, now, with everything else out of the way, it's time to finally talk about the gameplay. And there's a lot to cover, because there are 6 characters to review, all with their own unique styles and level design quirks. So let's get a move on, shall we? Sonic is your typical run fast through the stages with some light puzzles, but it's super exhilarating to play as him. And they added the greatest thing to his moveset ever, the homing attack. Boy, oh boy, do I love this thing. It's a perfect way to keep the speed going while still attacking enemies. Also, his spin dash is great because you can spam it and get some crazy speed, and there's no delay whatsoever, so it's also buttery smooth. Tails joins Sonic and races into the goal ring. He can still fly, of course, only for a few seconds, and Windy Valley, you can literally just cheese the whole thing by falling. Knuckles is treasure hunting stages, where you have to find the pieces of the Master Emerald using radars. When you get close to an emerald, it'll start beeping. The faster it beats, the closer you are to them. Amy is damsel in distress. Her stages are running through while being chased by Zero, but she is very slow. However, she has a Pico Pico hammer to whack enemies, or even Zero to stun them for a bit. But mostly what I use for it is to whack the ground while running to get a move on. Big, we'll come back to that. Gamma has shooting stages under a time limit, which you can refill by shooting enemies. Okay. Big. If it's not the presentation that doesn't cause you to not take this game seriously, it's this fucking furry, frivolous, fishy feline. Big is fishing. Yes, fishing. Fishing in a Sonic game. Well, is the fishing at least good? No. So first off, it's actually looking for Froggy in the water, which just revolves around you walking around and distinguishing which one is him, for the other fish that I don't really care about. Once you locate him, you have to cast your line to him. However, there isn't a bird's eye view, meaning you have to keep your eyes on Froggy and the reticle at the same time in the distance. And in his Emerald Coast stage, this would be a nightmare if you didn't have the floaty upgrade. But it's not just that. You have to figure out where Froggy is gonna go. because if you cast your line and he goes past your line before you have a chance to get it in the water, well, reel it back in and try again, fuckhead. But let's say you do get it close enough to Froggy, right in his line of sight. He'll just pass it. Yeah, he'll just pass it because of reason. And if he changes the swimming path, guess what? Reel your line back in and swing again. But if he catches a hold in your line, most people have a problem from getting him to hit. Now, I don't know if I got extremely lucky or nobody else tried this, but I pressed down on the analog stick and pressed X and it seemed to get a hit every time. But don't get excited just yet, because not only could it take him forever to get to you, you would have to keep an eye on your line gauge on the right hand side, because if your bar goes up too high, you lose a life. Yes, you lose a life for breaking a fishing line. You know what? No, who am I to judge?
If my line breaks, so does my will to live. I gotta say!
Alright, let's talk about boss fights. In terms of actual boss fights, they can be pretty okay, having their own type of gimmick. If I had to pick the best one, I'd have to say Egg Viper, even though there's this one part where you stand on these spinning things, and I get really dizzy. And also Sonic will just go through the Egg Viper, for whatever reason.
Please, let it
What?
Oh god.
What? 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 Excuse me? Excuse me?
Egg Viper.
That was not my fault. I want to go put that on a record. That was not my fault. On the opposite side, if I had to pick the worst one, I'd have to go with Chaos 4, because it's just a waiting game, and sometimes it can take forever for you to hit him. It's not hard, just annoying, especially because you have to find him 3 times. Although my favorite one, I'd have to say is Chaos 6, and not Sonic's Chaos 6, Big's Chaos 6. You know why? Alright, here we go. Hold on. Wait. I thought you just tossed it in.
Do it.
I thought you just tossed it in. Hold on. Wait.
No.
Kind of. Oh.
No.
Oh, I thought it locked onto him. Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeet. There we go.
Yeah, you did it.
God.
Okay, time.
It should not have taken that long. Sometimes in the story, you'll clash with another character and have to fight them, and they are a total joke. Sonic, keep homing attacking. Tails, just use Tail Whip. Knuckles, just keep punching. Gamma?
Fuck him up.
Wait, oh. The beacon was a little too high. The beam was a little too high.
What's a great boss, haha.
Well, that was easy.
Yo, go killing him. Come on.
You're so difficult.
Yeah, he's like, please.
Alright, ready for this?
Kill
Okay.
me. Kill me.
He's gotta be harder, right? He's gotta be harder.
I mean,
Hey, no fair. I didn't recharge.
I really, if it wasn't for the wind-up animation, I really think you could beat it before his health bar even comes up.
I am dead.
Now there's one last order of business, and that's my favorite part of the game, the hub world. To make this a Sonic Adventure, the team made a 3D hub world for you to explore in, with plenty of interesting NPCs to talk to. Some noticeable examples are this woman who is trying to confess to this hamburger store clerk. There's an actual Station Square train strike which actually shuts down the train, meaning you can't go to the Mystic Ruins for a bit. And then you have a mom with a gambling addiction. But honestly, it really does sell the whole adventure shtick. You're not just in the story to save the city, you develop a real connection to these people. They react to what's happening, even in other stories you haven't gotten to. It's all really great stuff. But now, my bread and butter. Hidden in the hub worlds are these places called the Chow Gardens, which are basically Tamagotchis. Instead of animals, they're little chows. You can give them animals you rescue from enemies to raise up their stats. I'll get into this deeper in Sonic Adventure 2 because it's better in that game, and this video is already as long as it is, so I've been recording for 39 minutes, Jesus. Now, with all the knowledge we know, let's enter the last story. So if you remember, Tails was using a Chaos Emerald to power the Tornado 2, which Big used to escape the egg carrier earlier. So now, with Chaos on the loose and him stealing the Chaos Emeralds from Knuckles, the chase is on to find the last Emerald. But not before the Ancient Light comes back to give Sonic the final flashback. Oh right, I never mentioned that, and people say this is a simple plot. You see, with every character, they all get a flashback from this mystic light, which takes them back to the times of the Echidna tribe. There's way too much to dig into, so I won't get into it. But for an oversimplification, the Echidna tribe wanted to harness the power of the Chaos Emeralds and Master Emerald to become extremely powerful. But while trying to steal such power, as a defense mechanism, the Master Emerald creates chaos, which, as the name implies, is fueled by the chaos and destruction around him, which is sworn to destroy the Echidna tribe's home. But Tikal seals him in the Master Emerald along with herself, so that never happens. Until, of course, when Robotnik breaks the seal at the beginning of the story, fueled by chaos, ready to destroy Station Square because of his fueled sadness and anger. So Sonic and Tails rush to Tornado 2, but Chaos reaches it first and takes the final emerald and becomes perfect chaos, flooding the city with tsunamis until the entire city is covered in water and destruction. Tikal appears before Sonic, revealing that she was the Mystic Light, showing all the flashbacks and explains that they need to seal Chaos back in the Master Emerald. But Sonic's not having that, because if they just seal it back in, it won't change his heart. It'll only trap him in the Master Emerald, but they aren't left with much of a choice either way. But the gang rally up what's left of the Chaos Emeralds because Chaos only consumed the negative power. Sonic consumes the positive power and becomes Super Sonic. So now with Sonic and Chaos all powered up, they go head to head, and you, my friend, yep, get to play as Super Sonic in one of the best atmospheric, tense boss fights I've played in some time. Yes, this boss might be easy, but the sheer tension and atmosphere is what makes a truly amazing final boss. And the thing that sells it the most is the main theme of the game. The entire point of this boss fight is you helping to open up Chaos, using the positive power to his negative power. And what better way to help show that with this song here, Open Your Heart, performed by Crush 40. Not only does it open with thunder, rain, and lightning, perfectly setting the mood of what a boss battle you're in, but the rest perfectly explaining the sheer tension of the boss itself. Can't hold on much longer, representing the constant state of panic from the city getting flooded, but followed up by I'll Never Let Go, representing how you'll never give up. Yours is filled with evil and mine is not, representing not only the positive and negative power of the emeralds, but the hearts of both Sonic and Chaos. I'm not going to think this way, and nor will I count on others, representing the conflicting thoughts of Chaos, but to follow up, now I see what I gotta do. Finishing up with Open Your Heart, It's Gonna Be Alright, representing Chaos's ability to open up his heart to the world around him. What an amazing song for this amazing boss that, yes, again, may be easy, but is filled to the brim with tension and heart that I feel is a great final boss for a great game. And that's just my thought on this game, and honestly, I feel as though Open Your Heart represents this game as well. If you open up your heart and ignore the bad presentation, you'll find a story here, one filled with heart and passion. Now again, am I saying ignore the presentation? No, the presentation is still bad and I am not ignoring that. And honestly, that's why I want this game to get remade. This game is being held back by so much, and if these issues could just be fixed and expanded upon, we have a great game here. With it being held back so much and the age of it not really helping, it needs to be fixed. We need to see this game in a polished, expanded state. I just think this game came out too soon, a time where Sega really needed to get this game out on the Dreamcast's launch day. But with that, we have a game that honestly is held back by bad animation, presentation that dates it even for its time, and some minor bugs. I just want to see this game be the best it can be. I've kindled a love for Sonic Adventure because it's just that, a Sonic Adventure. And yes, I understand that's very cheesy, but it's true. If you want a quality Sonic game, we almost had it right here. This is a great game, but again, I have to dock it for the bad presentation because it's just too laughable to take any of this seriously. I don't blame anyone for not seeing this game the way I do, but I hope I've kindled the same love to you that I did. And for that, I can recommend this game. Not for the story, because again, it's almost impossible to take seriously, but because of the great gameplay that feels like a Sonic game in the third dimension. Sometimes, when going back and looking at a game critically, or coming back to it when you're older, you realize you either love the game more, or you hate it. Thankfully, Sonic Adventure, I loved it more. Loved it way more. Now that I could look past the bad presentation, since I've already been used to it, and everything like that, I could see what all great was in this game. And that's why I want this game to be remade so much. Like, I know that we're far past the adventure games. I get it. Even though at this point, I feel like we need it back. But that's another debate for another day. But I really just want to see this game remade from the ground up. I want to see this game succeed. I want it to grow up. I want it to get past its issues from age or just a Dreamcast launch title, you know. I just want to see it grow up. I want to see its flaws exterminated and the game be better. Now, some things I feel, you know, like that's like is too far gone at this point. I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they could do about Big, you know, for instance. But you know, I just feel like if this game had better presentation, if they fixed up the models, fixed up the animations, I feel as though it could be better. You know what I mean? I just want to see this game remade because I want to see it to its full potential. Because the steak isn't cooked. And I just want to see it cooked. That's all I want to do. But anyway, until that day comes, if it ever does, I hope so, but you know, you never know. I guess we'll be continuing on. We'll just stick with what we have now. Because Sonic Adventure, I still think, is a good game, even today. Again, if you look past the presentation, and like, you don't even care about the story, which I don't blame you for. The gameplay is so good that I still think people can enjoy it to this day. Sure, you'll have to go past the graphics and all of that, but that's true of anything. That's true of any game from the GameCube era back. So, yeah. I just want to see this game remade, but even then, I still think this game has merit, even today. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time when we nitpick this game's sequel. Is it better than Sonic Adventure 1? Did they cut a lot of things? We'll have to see. We'll see when we nitpick Sonic Adventure 2 for the Sega Dreamcast. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure to hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.
You answer first, cause I asked you first. And when I have friends for all the time, tell me how you feel. You know I can't with the sad smiley face, nothing happy. Boy, am I that is. Hey, big guy!